Hey everybody, welcome to Amazing Tech for All. Today we'll be doing a installation of Kali Linux on VirtualBox. So up first we'll go to the website. Let's just open a browser window. Just do that. Grab a browser window. Just grab it here. Sorry. That should do it. Oh, sorry. Hmm. Okay. We'll go to Google and just type in Kali Linux. So we'll go to I'll just type in Kali Linux over here. And let's see, Google takes us to the appropriate place. Let's see, just download Kali Linux. Now there's quite a few options over here. If we go to Kali Linux ISO for Intel based systems, which is what we're going to need, we'll click on that, and then there's a installer image, there's a VirtualBox image, and I believe there's a live image. So I've already downloaded these, so all three of them in fact. So what we'll do is I'll show you where I've got them. So here they are, downloaded already. So we'll use the first one, the live one, to test with, and then we'll use the installer to do the installation, and we will do an import as well of the image that is already provided. So I've downloaded all three options. So let's go to VirtualBox. You can see that was a previous installation of VirtualBox that I've got of Arch Linux that I've done earlier in a previous demonstration. So we'll click on New. We'll give it a name. Let's say Kali. Okay, let's make it Linux. Then it will automatically just show us a Linux icon and automatically select the folder where it will be in. Let's go to next. We can give it a fair amount of memory. We'll give it 4 gigs, should be fine. We'll do 2 CPUs. Next. Okay. Let's see, the disk space, we can up that to about 20, I think. 20 gigs should be fine. Next. And that will be finished. So we'll click on storage. And then let's just move this. Click on storage, and then we'll select the empty for the IDE controller, which will be the CD. Here we will select choose a disk, yes, and we can go to, let's just see, VMS, and there's ISOs over here, and we will select the W24 live. Let's click on that one and click OK, and now we can start it up. So we'll start Kali Linux. Yes. We'll just bring it closer to the view window. There we go. And now we'll wait. We can click on a live system, and it will bring it. We'll spin up the video or the ISO. I'm having some trouble with my display where it refuses to come to my second screen. I've got to be a little bit gentle over here. And this actually starts up Kali Linux with a, looks like a GNOME interface. And if I click on the Kali icon, then we've got a ton of applications over here. But this isn't always very useful, especially, or it can be very useful if you're doing, if you're trying to recover bad drives, or maybe there's other things that you like to recover. Possibly, if you have a PC that you would like to recover passwords from with Offcrack. I think Offcrack is installed here. Yes, Offcrack is there. Offcrack is one of those tools that allows you to recover the hashes from Windows drives and so on. So that would be the one way to do things. The alternative is to do a full installation. So I'm going to shut this down. That was the short demonstration with a live ISO. We are going to do the installer now. So let's just let this close. Oh, power it off. Yeah. So now I'm going to change the storage. And again, just move it to, just get it where I need it to be. There we go. Now in this case, we'll just select choose a drive, and we will do the installer, right? The AMD64 installer, which is one of the files we downloaded before. So we'll start it up, and it's going to most likely move it into the wrong direction again. Yeah, there we go. And graphical installer, right? Let's move it one more time. Okay, so I'll be selecting English. Go to English. I'm selecting South Africa one more time. The keyboard key mapping will be American. Alhamdulillah. Excuse me. Okay, so the installation process is starting. It's loading up some content from the media, and then it's going to ask me a bunch of questions. Some that will include things around networking and the storage and the user account that I'm planning on using. And once that is done, it's going to give me the opportunity to write it to disk. So here's the host name. Here's, I'll just call it Kali, which is fine. Next, domain. We do not have a domain I'm connecting to. Let's see, username. I'm just going to say user1. Continue. Yes, that's fine. The password for that one. Let's hope it takes my password. It's not particularly strong, but yes, it continues on. It checks the clock. Now it's for the disks that's physically installed. We remember we created a disk for 20 gigs. There we go. I'll use guided use of entire disk, and select the disk and continue. Continue there as well. And yes, so all of these are just defaults now. And I'll say yes to write the changes to the disk. So this will take a few moments. Now, I haven't done this installation of Kali on VirtualBox in a very, very long time. This is a very latest download that I've done today. So I'm expecting I may have to do the installation of the VirtualBox guest editions. Once that is complete, we can do the we'll see the full graphical interface, and we should be able to use Kali Linux for the first time to start doing basic things like scanning a network for basic network connections, like open ports, checking whatever you'd like to do. Then, of course, looking at the various suites that's present in Kali Linux, like the Burp suite and like the Metasploit. But those is outside of the scope of this demonstration. And then I expect we'll be able to reboot. Okay. These are the desktop options. I like KDE. Not a big fan of XFCE. Well, I'll take that off and just put KDE on. Yeah. I like the idea that they've given us choices as opposed to just enforcing a particular desktop environment. So it does mean that there's more content being pulled down from the internet as opposed to it just being present on the ISO file that was downloaded. So after the retrieval of all the content or all the media, it's starting to do the installation of all those. And this will take a little while. I will pause the video here and we'll continue on when we get closer to when it's complete the installation. Okay. So we're getting closer to the end of this installation process. This took a lot longer than expected. Let's see how much longer it will take before the installation completes. But yes, Kali is a large installation, and I think I probably made it a lot longer by selecting the KDE desktop. The default desktop, most of the content would probably have resided on the ISO file that was present. Okay, at last the installation is complete. Now the grub installer was just installed on the hard drives for the, I suppose in the old days would have been called the MBR, the master boot record. So here we go. Let's say continue. And we'll just select the one that is there. Okay. And we're finishing the installation as it's showing. Okay, after it started up, this is the screen I'm being presented with. So let's type in the password for user 1, which is what we created. Okay. And as you can see, the KDE is starting, which is the desktop that I selected, the default desktop. Now, as you can tell, it does not fill the screen. Let's see. Yes. So it does not. So I'm going to go to devices and optical device, and I'm going to select the virtual guest edition ISO, which I downloaded before. Select that, and we will mount and open. So here I'm going to do a right click and open a terminal here. And inside the terminal, I'm going to do a sudo space su and the password for my user. Yes. And I can now, if I do a ls, you'll see there's VBox Linux additions run. So that's what I'm going to execute with a ./v/vb in caps, and if I type in the tab button, it auto completes. If I press capital L, it will run the whole one. Right, so let's do that. Well, permission denied. That's odd. It is a, let me exit this here and just run it as sudo. Let's see if this runs it. Unable to execute, permission denied. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that to the local hard drive. So pwd, which is not the right place to do it. Okay, I'm going to cp vbox linux run to the home folder and the user1 folder. Right. I'm going to go back to that folder. This is the shorthand to get you to the home folder. If I do a ls here, you should see that file over there. So I'm going to do a sudo, and I'm going to make it chmod 777 VBox Linux. Oh, sorry. Yes. So that should make it executable. And now I'm going to do sudo again. And VBox Linux run. Yes. So now it's going to run it. I've made it executable with the command that I've given before, the chmod 777. Given it more permissions than it needs to, but okay. So now we've installed the guest editions. I will now reboot this VM. Okay. Hopefully it stays on the screen and doesn't jump around like it did the previous time. Okay. And hopefully it will also give us a full screen as we expect. And there we go. It looks like it's occupying the full screen. Type in the password. And now we have the KDE of Kali Linux running in VirtualBox. So for further little tutorials on how to use the terminal on Kali, how to use some of the tools on Kali, I'll make more videos. In the meantime, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so that we can continue doing what we're doing. Thank you very much.